welcome back to my channel, Tech Life with Joanne. I'm Joanne, and thank you so much for being here with me. So in today's video, it is Tech Tuesday, and typically I would bring you a how-to or some open tech positions or some tips or tricks, but today I have a little bit something different. I'm bringing you my Tech Tuesday tech talk. So I may do a few of these here and there, but I do have a topic in mind that I definitely wanted to chat with you guys about, just one-on-one. Us in the tech community have been debating back and forth about this topic for some time now. So if you know, on social media, it is a pretty big deal for people to talk about working in tech or breaking into tech for various reasons. And most of those reasons are, and also the freedom, right? So a lot of people have been talking about, working in tech, but they don't necessarily work in technical roles. So that's where the debate is coming in. Should people who work in tech, but don't work in technical roles, be saying that they work in tech and giving advice about quote unquote working in tech, right? Because apparently it's a thing. Right? So some people are for it, some people are against it. And it's just been a debate back and forth, about whether or not they should be saying that they work in tech versus, I guess, saying you work for a tech company. And I guess the language can be a little tricky because when one says that they work in something, you probably get the feeling that they are a technical person versus working at a tech company, meaning you work for a tech company. But do you work in tech? So I do have a few thoughts on that, and I just wanted to go over them with you guys, and I would love to hear about what you have to say and what you think about this topic in the chat. Okay, so first things first is, what does that even mean? Working at a tech company, you're not in tech. What does all of this even mean? So people who work at a tech company but they don't work in a technical role, it's pretty much non-technical. So that is a thing. You work in a non-technical role at a tech company. So I'll repeat it. You work in a non-technical role at a tech company. And that's fair, right? Because if you work at a tech company, even if the role is non-technical, technically, don't you still work in tech? So you may be thinking, okay, well, what are some roles? Like, how can you work at a tech company, but yet you don't work in tech? You have to think about it. A tech company is still a company, right? There's still many departments that make up the company. It's not just those of us who are work in technical roles that make up the entire company. We may be the coders and the things like that actually, make it possible for whatever the product we have to come to life. But the company is still a company. So the company has to be run and it has to have other departments, correct? So those departments would be the non-technical of the tech company. So you have things like maybe a tech recruiter. Those are the people who get the people in. Or you may have the sales department, right? Because you got to be able to sell or whatever your product is if you have something that you need to sell, or if you have something that you need to market, you may work in the marketing department, or you may work in research. So all of these roles are examples of non-technical, but yet you're doing it for a tech company. So here's the thing. If you work in any of these roles and you work at a medical company, or if you work at a school or something like that, then obviously you don't work in tech because you work at a company that has nothing to do with tech. But what makes these people say that they work in tech is that they're doing their roles at a tech company. So I guess that's where the confusion comes in with some people, because they're thinking, well, if you don't have a technical role, you don't work in tech. Just because you work at a tech company doesn't mean that you work in tech. Now, those people and some of us are also saying, well, if you work at a tech company, you work in tech because you're still necessary. And that brings me to my next point. Why do I feel as though it's perfectly fine to say I work in tech if you work in a non-technical role at a tech company. Well, there's several reasons. Number one, the company cannot run without you. I don't care how many coders you bring on, the whole company cannot be made up of coders. So the company can't run without these other roles. They're super important, they're super crucial, they're necessary to the company's growth and the company staying around so the rest of us can have jobs too. So they're important roles. So that's my first thing. My second thing is a lot of these people, they literally will help us get the jobs. So like a technical recruiter, they're helping us to be able to get the jobs that we have at these tech companies. So why should they be excluded from saying that they work in tech? And then also, if you think about it, if you work at a tech company, then technically, don't you actually still work in tech? You could say, sure, I work for a tech company, but you could just simply say I work in tech, because technically you actually do work in tech. So for me, someone who is a technical person, I fill a technical role. It doesn't really bother me when someone says they work in tech, but they don't work in a technical role. They work in a non-technical role, because in my opinion, they still actually work in tech. So I don't see what the big deal is. I think some people are blowing it out of proportion, or some people are maybe thinking a little bit too high. They're putting themselves up here and they're trying to put everybody else down here. And I don't think that that's necessary. I think that because we all may work at a tech company, you can still coexist, right? So if someone says, well, I work in tech, I work in technical sales, or I work as a technical writer, or I work as a tech recruiter, here's how you can work in tech too. Are they not helping you get into tech? Are they not helping other people get into tech? Which means they fill a space in the tech world that's super crucial, that's very important, and extremely necessary. So in my opinion, those people definitely work in tech. So I would love to hear what you guys have to say. So definitely drop a comment, give me your opinion, tell me what you think about this topic, because it is a big topic. A lot of people constantly go back and forth with this, especially on like TikTok and Reels and things like that. Definitely, I want to hear what you guys have to say about this. Do you think non-technical roles, or people who fill non-technical roles, work in tech? Let me know what you think in the comments. Definitely, I will see you guys another Tech Tuesday, and I'll bring you more tech talks because I actually enjoy talking to you guys. So definitely leave me a comment. Don't forget to like this video and go ahead and hit that subscribe button so that you can stay up to date on all of my tech videos, my tech talks, my how-tos, my jobs that I love to bring you. And on Sundays, I have Life Beyond Tech vlogs. So definitely go ahead and subscribe to my channel, and thanks for watching this video. Definitely let me know in the comments what you guys think about this topic.